Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, students. Today we are going to continue the figures of speech part 2. In our previous lecture, we completed till the difference between antithesis and oxymoron. You must understand the difference, must have understood the difference properly. Now we are going to continue from hyperbole, that is number 6 figure of speech. As the word itself expresses hyper, it means that the writer exaggerates or overstatement is given of the sentence to, and what is the purpose? To emphasize the point of view. So it means that some exaggeration and overstatement of the sentence of the statement is called hyperbole. For example, if I say, I am so hungry, I can eat a horse. Eating a horse is the example of hyperbole here. Can we eat a horse, a complete horse, when we are hungry? That seems impossible. That is something exaggeration, an overstatement. Similarly, if I say, I have told you 100 times not to do that. This is 100 times. This is just an expression used in conversational style, but we do not repeat one sentence for 100 times. So this is an expression called hyperbole, because this is just an exaggeration of an expression. If I say, I have died every day waiting for you, can you die each and every moment, every day, just for waiting someone? Obviously it is just you can say a poetic kind of an expression, an over statement, exaggeration. This is not possible for anyone to die each and every moment waiting for someone. This is another example of hyperbole. So hyperbole is an overstatement or exaggeration of the fact, exaggeration of the sentence. Next is epigram. Epigram basically is short, witty and witty kind of sentence, witty kind of statement, but the satirical as well, means to some extent it is ironical as well. Short but witty. What is witty? Witty means that you do accept that the logic behind the sentence, but and this sentence, this logic seems basically true. It is a general truth that you must accept it. But what is the difference? That both the statements are antithetical, means they are different, they are opposite to each other. Though again I repeat that epigram means that a short kind of sentence, but you accept the logic behind that. It seems quite true, but both the sentences are quite opposite to each other, and the purpose is to amuse the readers, to excite the readers. And for example, this is an example of epigram, that first of all it creates humor. For example, here lies my wife, here let her lie. Now she is at rest, and so am I. It means that here, look here, the writer is talking about his wife, and the writer's wife is dead here. Just to create humor, he says, don't disturb her, let her sleep, let her lie here, because she is at rest. And the writer says, as my wife is resting, as my wife is at rest, similarly I am at rest. After, basically wants to say, after her death I am at rest. So this is an expression of an epigram that creates one purpose, that is humor, and the other is just to create wisdom. Just that sentence seems wise. For example, little strokes fell oaks. It means that sometimes little things in your life, they do have a huge effect in your life. So we need to take care of little aspects in your life. This is an example of epigram: little strokes and fell oak. You know, oak is a huge big tree. So this is an example of epigram. Child is the father of man. Both have antithetical or and different sentences, different thesis, different point of view is there. Look here, child, can a child be the father of a big man? Though it seems so for the sentences or structure is concerned, it seems quite odd to accept it, but in reality we know that seems a truth. It seems a truth because we know that the children, they do have great observation, sometimes more, they are more good observer, more we can say that in a better way they observe the environment, the surroundings than man. So it is an example of epigram that the purpose is to show wisdom. This is called wit. And the next is paradoxical effect, to produce paradoxical effect. Paradoxical means that having two different ideas again, but seems correct or true. I can resist anything except temptation. Look here, the writer says that what is temptation? Temptation is a kind of greed that obviously that is a part of human nature, and the writer says I can overcome anything in life except the greed that is the thing that I wish to desire to achieve. So this is a temptation that the writer clearly says that he cannot control the temptation. So this is an opposite idea. You can say on the one hand, writer is saying that he can resist. We can say that he declares that he can resist anything. And on the other hand, he says that temptation cannot be resisted. So it means that both ideas are paradoxical. What the writer is saying, that is opposite to the reality, or that is opposite to the actual, you can say that his practical work, that is different, opposite to his practical work. So it means that, I repeat, that the purpose of epigram is to create humor, is to show wisdom of in the sentences, and to produce paradoxical effect. The next is apostrophe. Apostrophe is very common, used in literature and known to you as well. Apostrophe, for example, the first one is an example of possession. For example, this A should be capital because it is a proper noun. Ali's book. Look here, this just to show the possession of a noun, we use this apostrophe. And then contraction. Contraction means the short form of the sentence. We use this in conversational style, in dialogue form. For example, do not is contracted, is written in a short form by putting this apostrophe here. Don't, can't, shouldn't. You have done this in punctuation in your first year class. So what we are going to study is that today, that is poetic apostrophe. For example, sometimes this poetic apostrophe is represented by exclamation, by the sign of exclamation. For example, look here, oh, I dropped my wallet in water. Look here, this is an exclamatory sign that shows that this is an example of apostrophe. Next, example of a surprise gift I am giving you. For example, your mother comes in your room and you are sleeping. She puts your gift on the table, and when you wake up, you feel you get very surprised and happy to see that. What would be the expression? Oh, what a surprise gift! So, and then in such kind of sentence, you would be using this exclamatory sign that is called apostrophe. And when the next one is call or nominate someone, we use apostrophe. For example, we nominate the one whether who is dead or who is not present in front of us. And secondly, to call some objects or some ideas or some things. It means that we do not only use apostrophe for human beings, but that can be an idea, that can be a person, that can be an object, or anything as well. For example, oh, solitude. Solitude is basically means that means loneliness. That is an abstract noun. Oh, death. Look here. Or if I say, oh, my friend. Again, after this is O is another example of apostrophe. Okay, not only this exclamatory sign, but O is also an example of apostrophe. The writer says, oh solitude, where are the charms? Means the writer might have felt the charms of the solitude, of the loneliness as well, and he's missing that. Oh death, where is thy sting? Now the writer is asking to death that where the sting means that that is a kind, ironically that is used, that where is the power of the death, and the writer is asking again, it should have it is though you can put exclamatory sign here as well, but as it is introduction, so it is a question that is asked from solitude and death. So don't get worried that this is question mark here. You can use exclamatory word as well, you can use this question mark as well, but basically O is here number one symbol of apostrophe, and the second exclamatory sign as well. There must have been here exclamatory sign here after death. Okay, O death, it must be an exclamatory sign used here. So we have two examples of apostrophe in the sentence. Then twinkle twinkle little stars, again we use this as an apostrophe here. It means that he is talking about an exclamation as well. He is calling, he is nominating the stars with the use of twinkle twinkle. And you have already read and studied in your first year that whenever you nominate someone, whenever you call someone or something, you use this comma. For example, Norma, comma, Ali, then comma. This is this comma that you, or this is called apostrophe. It means when you nominate someone, call someone, we also use apostrophe. Done. The next is euphemisms. The next is E is silent. Euphemisms. Euphemism basically is a word which is replaced or which replaces very harsh and offensive kind of expressions, so that they do not sound direct and rude. It means that euphemism means that you use such kind of expressions, such kind of words that are replaced with some offensive, some ironical, some rude kind of expressions. And the purpose is so that the other person may not get hurt, may not feel ashamed, or may not take those expressions to heart. So this is the purpose of euphemism, and it is used basically to discuss uncomfortable topics like death, unemployment, and termination. In there is these kind of situation, sometimes we come across such kind of expressions, such kind of words from our bosses, from the people, or from the persons that are the words, the expressions which are disliked by other person. And look here, these are basically unpleasant truths. Wearing diplomatic cologne. Cologne is a kind of perfume that leaves or that gives a beautiful smell. It means that unpleasant expressions are replaced with such kind of words that produce smell. That do not produce smell means that do not produce odd to the reader, to the listener. Rather, they cover they cover the whole effect. This is the euphemism. And you might have observed that in press conferences, interviews, when public is faced, we use the euphemism. In political domains, we also use such kind of expressions to overcome, to cover the rudeness of the or direct impact of the words. For example, elderly, if I say elder person or elderly person, we need to use, instead of using that you are an elderly person, we can use that you are a senior citizen. The so senior citizen in example of euphemism. And this is elder person is a direct rude word. If someone is physically disabled, that seems quite odd, or you can say that inhuman or immoral kind of expression. But you must use physically challenged person. For instead of bathroom, you might use washroom. Unemployed, we can say that we shouldn't use those expression unemployed. We can say between jobs, he is between jobs. And someone is died, we must say he passed away. So these are the examples of euphemisms. Look here, in the form of sentence, you are telling me fairy tale. Fairy tale is an example of euphemism. And if I say you are telling me lie, this is a rude expression. Fairy tales means that you replaced this expression with the rude word that was telling a lie. A very good example, if I say he has fallen asleep. Again, a beautiful example. Fallen asleep is an example of euphemism that is replaced with dead. He is dead. Such kind of sudden expression can make other person dead as well. So you must understand the beautiful effect of using euphemism. Then moving next to irony. Look here, the use of words. Irony is what? That is in our common use. The use of words in which the intended meaning is opposite to the literal meanings. It means that what you are speaking, what you are expressing, that is opposite to what is in your mind. This is ironic statement. For example, if I say, what a wonderful friend you are, it means you are taunting, you are satirically, you are talking to your friend. It means your friend is not a good person at well. It may look here. This is an example of irony. For example, it means that what you have expressed to your friend, that is opposite what is in your mind. Your friend is not a wonderful personality. Again, look here. Wow, you are so intelligent. It means someone has done something wrong, and you are ironically telling him that you are so intelligent. So it means this expression is opposite what you intended to express. Done. Next one. When your friend tells you about his failure. This is so you can say this is an explanation of this expression. Means your friend got failed in exams or some kind of activity, and he is telling you about the reports, about his results, and you are using, wow, what an intelligent man, you are so intelligent, great. So this is ironical statement. The irony has some types: verbal irony, dramatic irony, situational irony. But so for your level is concerned, you don't have anything to do with these types, but you must know or you must have knowledge the kind of types irony have. Dramatic and situational. Verbal irony we do use in our daily routine, but dramatic and situational irony, you need to understand it, but doesn't have any link with your at your level. So moving to the next part of speech. The next part of speech is pun. What is pun? Pun is basically a joke. Means you can say humorous. It leaves a humorous effect. Funny kind of statement that explains the different possible meanings of a word, having same sounds but different meanings. Homonyms. It means that pun is a word or pun is an expression. Pun is a statement that that have same sounds, a word that have same sounds but meanings are completely different. For example, and what is function? To show clearance to the of the characters, or to just to produce a source of comic relief. Comic relief means from here question mark shows that comic relief from any tension, from any problem, for any kind of situation. It means that the purpose of pun is to clarify what does the writer want to say, and to produce humorous effect. For example, if I say the tallest building is the tallest building in the library. This is not here anything. The tallest building in the library, which has thousands of stories. So the word stories is an example of pun. You can you can observe that stories, on the one hand, it can give the meaning that this building might have some controversial aspects, or it might have some fears, elements of fear related with that. That different stories, different tales are associated with it. And the other meaning can be that this tall huge building it's so huge, it has so many portions, so many stories. So this is another you can say an expression, another meaning of the word. So stories is the word or is an example of pun. One word having same sound but meanings are different. Next one, if I say, is life worth living? It depends upon the liver. Liver means that your physical organ. On the one hand, this is the meaning. Obviously, your liver, it plays a vital role in your body. So on the one hand, the writer is talking about that this organ as an liver as an organ, and then he can say that the life depends to be happy or sad. It depends on the person who is living it, who is enjoying it. Means here liver is used as a noun, as a person who is leading the life. So this is a pun, example of pun. Then the next one is metonymy. Metonymy means that it is a figure of speech in which one word, it is a figure of speech, okay, in which one word or phrase is substituted, is used for another expression, is another word, and both the words are closely associated with one another. Means you are using one word in place of another expressions, and both have a link together. For example, if I say the White House is used for the US president. If I say the White House has issued an order, it means that we are talking about not that the house is white. We are talking about the president of US has issued some orders. So metonymy means that one word is substituted for another one. And what is the purpose? That because both have a link. So next one, for example, here the name what is another example of metonymy is that sometimes the name of the creator of a work of art is used. Creator of a work of art means the person who has created some piece of art, something, some article, some work, anything that the person who created, who is a creator, is called attribute. So for example, look here, if I say I enjoy reading Shakespeare, it means I'm not talking about, or I'm not interested in Shakespeare and his personality. This is basically, Shakespeare is attribute, is the creator, is a writer, and I'm talking obviously about his plays, about his poetry, and that I love to read Shakespeare. It means that I'm talking about his plays to read. So this is an example of metonymy as well, that you use attribute, you use the name of the creator instead of his work. Understood? But it is understood by the writer that you are obviously not interested in the creator and or the attribute. You are talking about his work, whatever is that. The next one is, my friend plays Beethoven beautifully. Beethoven is a German musician, and obviously you are not talking about this Beethoven. You are talking about his music that is played by your friend. So Beethoven basically is an attribute or is a creator, but this is an example of metonymy. That means you actually want to, or you are interested to play Beethoven's music. Understood? The next is, look here, that the metonymy is used for adjunct. What is adjunct? Means that something that is connected with the larger one. You substitute for that. For example, if I say again I repeat, something that is connected with the larger one. A minister of the crown. So crown is something we can say small, a small kind of thing, an element, and we use this word, this expression, this metonymy for the larger one. Crown means we're talking about the king or queen. A minister of the king, minister of the queen. So this is these are the examples of metonymy, that you substitute one word, White House, one word for the other one. It is understood. You use it for you use the name of the creator, name of the attribute, or something small that is linked or associated with the huge or bigger one. So but it is understood by the listener, by the reader, what you actually what was meant, or what you actually want to say. Got it? The next is synecdoche. Synecdoche is basically when a part of an object refers to the whole, or whole is referred to the part. Means for example, first example, when the part is mentioned, means when you mention the part of a thing, a part of an object, but the whole is meant or understood. For example, if I say, has Ali got wheels? It is a part. Wheels are obviously the part of a car, a bicycle, or a motorcycle. It means you are not talking about the wheels. By mentioning the part of an object, you want to ask that, does Ali have a bicycle or motorcycle? So the next one is, the whole is named but the part is understood. Means you are talking about a huge element. You are talking about the whole element of a thing, but part is understood. For example, if I say, can you spare your wallet? Obviously I'm not talking about your wallet to hand it over to me completely. I'm asking for some money to have it. So when this is an example, that wallet is a you can say big element, is a whole is mentioned, but part is understood. Got it? If I say Pakistan won the World Cup, it means we are not talking about, this is Pakistan is the whole aspect we are talking about. But actually what properly is meant, that we are not talking about the whole Pakistan or everyone, the whole nation together won the World Cup. No, we are only talking about the only Pakistani team. We are not talking about a whole Pakistan, but Pakistani team won the World Cup. So this is synecdoche. I repeat, when part is mentioned but the whole is understood, and when the whole is mentioned but the part is understood. The next is transferred epithet. Epithet basically is an adjective. That is basically transferred to another noun or with another thing. For example, if I say, I had a restless night. Who was basically restless? Obviously, I was restless. But this restlessness, this adjective is associated with night. I had a restless night. As I told you, that restlessness is used with night, though I was restless. Got it? She had a terrible day. Who faced this terrible aspect? Obviously she. But this adjective is transferred with another noun, that is day. Sarah has an unhappy marriage. Who was unhappy? Basically Sarah was unhappy. But this adjective unhappy is associated with marriage. It means that the one adjective is used with another noun. Then the next is litotes. Litote means that when you emphasize something by negation, by using negative expressions, by using no, it is a sentence or an expression which is in which a positive statement is expressed by negating its positive effect or by using no. It means you would use no, but the meaning would be taken it as positive one. As for example, when we say not bad, it means that you are not talking that it is bad. Your work is bad, your activity is bad, but it is positively taken. Something is, it means good or okay. So if I say the man is no fool, no fool, no is used. Keep one thing in your mind, that no and not would always be used in litotes, but the purpose would be positive one. It means that man is not fool. We are talking about his cleverness. And then I say, I am not a little surprised. A little means that I am greatly surprised. A little is used as a negative expression. It means to some extent that is at no level, that has no significance. But here we are taking it positively. It means that you are greatly surprised. I repeat, by using no or not, you are emphasizing on the positive aspect of the expression. The next one is interrogation. Interrogation is very much simple. That is quite well known to you and no need to explain. Interrogation means that whenever you question, your statement shows some question. Some helping verbs would be or WH words or some helping verbs would be given in the beginning of the sentence, and at the end of the sentence this interrogative sign would be there. I repeat, WH words to ask question or interrogation, and the helping verbs would be there. Got it? Did you go there? Have you done? Or such kind of expression. The next one is exclamation. Again, very much easy. Exclamation is also called interjection. It means that exclamation or interjection means that you are expressing your strong emotions of surprise, pleasure and anger. It is mostly used in our conversational style. In our speaking, this expression is used, and the structure is or proper structure is how plus some adjective is used. For example, if I say how exciting, how strong, pretty, it means that how plus some adjective is used, that is called an exclamation, and at the end an exclamation mark is also used, sign is also used. Then we can replace how with what plus an adjective, and obviously a noun would be there. Because adjective always qualifies a noun. For example, what a cute baby. What again then cute adjective, and baby noun. So it means that with how, with what, we can go for the expressions of exclamation, and at the end this exclamatory sign necessarily be used there. Sometimes your simple sentences, they also without the expression of how and what, simple sentences can also express your exclamatory expression of surprise, pleasure or anger. For example, that's a big truck, but what would be important, that you need to put an exclamatory sign there, and it means that you can replace it with the real expression of exclamation, what a big truck. This story is very creative, very big. These are the adjectives that emphasize your expression of surprise or pleasure. But the sentence structure is simple, and you need to put an exclamation there, exclamatory sign there. Basically, what you want to say by this expression, this story is very creative. That what a creative story. How creative. So these are some examples of exclamation that or the original structure, basic structure that is used. The next one is climax. What is climax? Climax basically means ladder. Climax is very much important figure of speech used by the writers. You have already read it in your first year in the play, and let me explain climax again. It is a series of words or phrasing that is used in an ascending order. Ascending order. This is important. That is why this ascending order is related with ladder. You go upstairs, you go up and high. What is the purpose? To give importance and emphasis. For example, we will hear him, follow him, and will die with him. It means that in climax we start from the least aspect, hearing, then the next aspect, that is following the person, and then you decided to die with him. You decided to be completely in each and every step of your life with that person. It means you are from least to the upper level. You are moving ahead. You are going ahead. You are climbing the ladder. So this is the example of climax. Some books are to be tasted, swallowed, few to be chewed and digested. It is a beautiful quote by Francis Bacon, who is an essay writer. Look here. First of all, he started from the least aspect. He tasted. He talks about the taste to taste the books, to know about the books, then swallowing, then chew. Then it means that then when you chew something, you properly are able to digest that. So from least to the upper level he is talking about. So this is an example of climax. And what is anticlimax? That is, anti means opposite. Opposite to that, it means that you are not climbing up the the ladder now, climbing up the mountain now, but you are getting down. It is a sudden descent from high rank to the lower rank. And it is used satirically, just to produce fun, just to produce to make the person ridicule, or just to you as an ironically it is used for something or someone. For example, if I say that she lost her family, her luxury, and her cell phone. Look here, the next one. If he says he lost his life, his wife, and his knife, what actually he wants to say? That first of all he started from the high rank. He lost her family. She lost her family. Family is lost, then what is left? And her luxury. When family is lost, luxuries they do not matter. And then talking about the least one, then the lower one, cell phone. When the family is lost, all the luxuries are lost, does cell phone has any importance? So he started from the high rank, upper level of thing, and to the lower one. He lost his life. When the life is lost, it means everything is lost. Then the wife always losing or losing a life, or means that he lost everything, then wife and then his knife. It means that when life is lost, wife doesn't have much significance, because obviously he must have lost his wife as well in the life. And then the knife, a very funny one. You can observe that the use of knife is here. The purpose of knife, using knife is here, that is to ridicule, to make fun of the person, to laugh at the person satirically, that he lost everything in his life. Even knife is not left, even the life doesn't have much significance in your life. That this small thing is also lost. So hopefully that you have understood all these figures of speech. Now I would be giving you an activity that is given at the end of your exercise. Some examples are given, you are supposed to solve them